Hi everyone, how are we all doing? So you probably saw the little linky there. Yeah, it seems like I was just like, okay, great, we've done the streams for the week. Oh no, wait, a model's been released. What? So of course we were like, okay, well, because I'm not doing a stream on Saturday, we were like, let's put in an impromptu stream. So I know this is a bit out of our usual sorry, a little bit out of our usual routine, but I hope you all have fun. Have any of you used Haiku? I think is my first question. So I've done a little bit of experimenting with it today. But have any of you tried it out? Because obviously we didn't get a Haiku 4, and Haiku 3.5 was kind of disappointing. It was fine. It was just kind of nah. So yeah, so it's kind of like, where do you think 4.5 stands? Especially after the release of 4.5 Sonnet. Kind of, I don't know. I have big thing. I have high hopes, I guess. Especially because Gemini Flash is so good. Okay, so well, yeah, let's try this out together. So I've sent a link, the Novelcrafter link, here, and if you just plonk on that, it should be in the description of the stream as well. You might need to refresh, and you can see the experiments that I've already done, and we'll try a few other things out. Yeah, I need coffee. Okay, so Haiku doesn't track complicated things. Yeah, I mean, because it is the smallest model, obviously we've got to keep our expectations realistic. So a lot of these tests are codex-less. I want to try having it write a chapter with lots of information. Yeah, I mean, Opus is the best at tracking everything, but if you give it everything to track, you will also have an empty bank balance. I say being a heavy Opus user myself at times, but yeah, if you use Opus to track everything, you end up with no money. So yeah, I thought what I can tell you free of charge at the beginning of the stream is that everyone is called Marcus, just to the extreme. Okay, so Dylan says if it meets their standards of as good as Sonnet 4 at a third of the price, it makes it that much more appealing. Yeah, so we can have a look. We can maybe even do some Sonnet 4 tests. Let's put it to the yeah, we can put it to the test against Sonnet 4 even. If I just go in tweak and generate. Let's just see how it does in comparison. Can it top Gemini for outlining type workflows? We'll have to have a look. And see. Okay, so these are, first of all, if I stick this in a snippet, I guess we can do a side-by-side comparison. So this is the short. So, okay. So we had tests on various things in the Notion document, which you can kind of click on and see. This was a show don't tell kind of thing, and we're kind of just seeing basically if Haiku has a similar quality to Sonnet 4. I found that Haiku loved doing a heading with a scene, even though this is scene 1. It could not leave them out. Yeah, I mean, Sonnet 4 has got a different name. I mean, it's kind of weird that the phone is pressed to his ear when he's talking to the doctor in person, but something slipping is always their tell or how to show kind of thing. I think for this specific one, I prefer Sonnet 4. Let me zoom in. However, I did find that when giving more instructions, that really helped Haiku improve. So let's see if the same holds true for Sonnet 4, and then we'll do like a more accurate comparison. Always things slipping. Um, okay. There you go again. You can see the headings. I mean, Sarah, it's got, but oh wow, okay, I like that detail. Um, okay, I mean, like, I feel like both are similar-ish. We'll have to see what it can handle. But like, the prose isn't like Sonic 4.5 was better at this. Um, but Haiku is okay. I found that Haiku took a very different approach. So when we had this, I anticipated like just the dialogue. I wanted dialogue only, whereas this really like made the entire it put in a lot of additional direction, and it did have like where was it? Oh, I accidentally opened the magnifier then, so guys. Um it did have said in it. Yeah. So there's, you could look at the characters, but it really made it obvious it said who was saying, like, I wanted to know who was speaking without it. So it kind of failed that experiment. So that's more of following instructions thing, I think, rather than necessarily the prose. Regarding subtext, they were okay. I think again, having the instructions really improved the quality. I found that this second prose generation was so much better. Now, the last two tests, I've not actually read any of the generations yet because I didn't have time. So let's take a look. Oh no, the one thing I did read was for the names, and Marcus is all around. Um, okay, so I feel like the only way I would have known that this was a thriller was when they've started like adding in plot. Like there isn't really much in the prose itself that feels particularly thrillery. I'll have a look at the literary. Yeah, this is all right. Okay, I feel like the literary fiction it's kind of got its impression with. I like what I'm seeing here. I think what I'm finding with these is that despite the genre difference, they all feel really similar. I don't know if you guys are getting this vibe. Like it they could just be the same story. And like they were all excluded from the AI, so we didn't see it. Um, but they always see Marcus. They're always doing these things. It's whiskey. It's just a little bit repetitive, and maybe that's a thing in the settings where there's like or like the creativity could be amped up a little bit. Um, but I mean, I like this one best, the hard boiled. It has a bit more personality, but even then, I'm not really getting much of a different style. I think that's my main issue with haiku. It's kind of just staying a bit samey. Um, I especially found this with the voice consistency test. So you kind of get to this, and really, it's like I've got a practically different story. It's very I had some what did I put in my notes? Um yeah, I put it's lost the fragmented style of the original prose. It's no longer in close third person. I'm not sure if this is due to the prompt not specifying the point of view or it's just bad at mimicry. Um, there was less of that bite and sarcastic humor that Delilah has. The pacing is a lot slower, and it kind of just the tone didn't get picked up. I feel like it reads similarly to the genre prose that we had before. I don't know if any of you guys feel that, but like it's just yeah, it's very it's a little bit bland. I guess that's what I'm kind of feeling. That it's just I mean, it's probably cheap, but it's bland. Um yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to go into Only Dogs Left and using the previous chapter, hopefully, as I'm going to add in as context the previous scene in its entirety. I also, if I go on to edit, I'm going to have it write, I don't know, 1,500 words. Let's see if it can do that. Mimic the style of chapter 1 when writing from Delilah's point of view. Filter everything through her gaze. Something like that. And then I'm also going to see if I can get some codex entries and try and like plonk them in. I think Nicodemus and Delilah will already be there. I'm wanting to go more for the lore. Privilege to the aristocracy. Give some context of Heliopolis, which is Nova Bezos. Now, the Blackout Dance. Marcus is wondering if it'd be good for chapter summaries. Yeah, I'm going to test that. I feel like it probably will be. Like, it'll be good and cheap. Like, I'm not too worried about that. But yeah. Okay, well, let's see if I can do the 1,500 words. Because I've heard that there's issues sometimes with the length. Oh, wait. I mean, it'd help if I actually did the right model. So this is a 7,800 word prompt. Or input. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so immediately, it also thinks this is chapter 1, scene 4. So yeah, this is terrible. I mean, it's using the stuff it's been given, I guess. Um, um, well, that's cute though. document everything he'd once said. Your mind's brilliant, but paper doesn't forget. Um, so with tokens, it's usually about to- tokens or words are normally about 0.75 of tokens. So I guess it'll probably be like 9,000 tokens input, I would guess. I'll check on OpenRouter. Okay. Oh, okay. No, so that was 13,858 tokens input and 2,497 tokens output. And it was 2.6 cents in cost. Guy says, I just logged in and heard this is terrible. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not. Like, it could be the beat as well, but it's just. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. Like, it's just. I think what my issue is that it's followed the beats and done what I've asked, but there is no spark of interest or anything extra that's making me feel like, oh, I want to read this. It's not it doesn't have that creativity vibe with the prose, which is a shame. Like, you know. So let's take a look. So I'm just going to move this just to another thing. Let's take a look and go on summarize scene with the default prompt and Haiku and see how it does for that. So the default prompt has 80 words. We'll ask for Haiku and we'll see how it does. So that's 97 words, so it's a bit longer. So it's what, like 20% out? So it's a fair bit longer, but not as long as some models can be. I feel like it's very literal. It summarizes actions very well, but I feel like there is none of the like nuance. Like it's kind of it's a literal summarization, but there's none of the like there's no importance given to anything. It's just a bit it's a bit factual. But to be fair, you know that's I mean it works for this. And how much was that? Okay, and it was like half a cent. So it's not bad. It's just not necessarily what I would use. Like I'm kind of curious now, like Mistral Medium, how does that do? For something with a comparable price, I think. Okay, so this is like completely failed on the length. So this, I would delete some bits, but I already feel as if Mistral has got a bit more of the nuance in the summarization. Like it knows it's giving a bit more like weight to stuff. So like it's fine at summarizing. I mean personally I prefer Mistral, I guess. Plus Minstrel is cheaper. Like that was 0.2 cents. So it was over half cheaper. For a longer summary, that is arguably better. Like I could cut out and get it to 80 words, like with my own knowledge of the chapter. So yeah, I guess it's fine. I wanted to go into testing something in chat, like some kind of brainstorming. I wasn't entirely sure what, But do you guys have any requests for me with testing um, haiku? Like, do we want to brainstorm a story? Do we want to? I don't know. What do you want to do? Also, have any of you read the prose that was generated? I'd be curious to see what your thoughts are. Like, what have you thought about the things you've read so far in this kind of very quick whistle stop tour? Okay, Spaces, I find the wizened editor in chat, Mistral versus Haiku, is very different. Okay, I'll have to test those. I love Mistral's ideas, but Haiku is more true to the persona. Okay, so maybe Haiku then is good for like role play. Um, that could be a possibility. That is an adaptation of Peter Pan. Researching a VR platform. Concept 5 stories that might come from this premise. So this is the story I've been working on from like my other stuff. So I'm just kind of curious. Garganton says, too long didn't read. Style nuance and voice mimicry are generally less precise. Haiku works as a fast creative collaborative for brainstorming, outlining, and quick scene drafting. Larger models and stronger choices. Yeah, I feel like this isn't. I wouldn't use this for prose. Okay, I mean, these are some solid ideas, actually. Paul says, I check against several chapters in my works, relationships, timing, action. Haiku failed on all. Yeah. Okay, these ideas aren't terrible, actually. Um, yeah. No, I am actually for brainstorming. Though those are solid ideas. Like, yeah. So that could be something to work with. Let me have a look with some different prompts. Let's try the wizened editor that Space was just talking about. So the wizened editor is saying it's like for getting help with stuff. So let's give it the context, I guess, of I'm just going to quickly check that chapter 2 is including the AI. So I'm going to put something like I'm working on chapter 2 at the moment, but it doesn't feel like the style is the same as chapter 1. Can you help me? Dominique says, do you use as well Haiku to brainstorm on the book structure for recommendations like Hero's Journey, Seven Peaks, in Media Res, etc.? We can try it. We can see how it does. It's got that lovely casual swearing, the tangential thoughts, the way she comments on what she sees. Yeah, so I think that's the thing. Haiku wrote very like distant. Um, so yeah, I feel like yeah, no, I agree with it. It's got some good points there. Um, okay, so yeah, it did okay with the Wizened editor. Let me skip back. I'm kind of like hopping to and from as we're like testing these things out. Um, okay, so let's see. Can you map out the Eternal Youth Protocol idea to the hero? Let's go hero's journey. No, we'll try 7 weeks. Let's see what it understands. AI isn't great at this at the moment. Will we have someone called Marcus? Yes, there's a Marcus. I feel like it really missed out on having it as Peter. Like, it's so ingrained, this Marcus. I mean, it's all right. But yeah, Marcus absolutely. Yeah, it just Marcus just is so ingrained. Why did you choose the name Marcus when this is a story inspired by Peter Pan? Can you explain this? I'm curious. Can it explain? Um no, I want you to explore why is it ingrained so heavily in your memory? um although now it's going for emojis. Did the Wizened oh this is general chat, not Wizened editor to be fair. Yeah. Um and can we add in more characters from the original? Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it was a male character mentioned, so if it had been a female, maybe it would have been Sarah. Let's see if it actually now puts in different things. Oh, okay, so the mentor is Nana. Oh, I like how like smears kind of like trap. Okay, actually, this isn't that bad. I mean, this is an interesting twist. Um, like, I feel that we're kind of getting an okay brainstorming partner here. So it might be you would want to kind of question everything, but it isn't terrible. Um, at brainstorming. So could be something worth using that. Is there anything else people want me to test? If not, I think we've kind of like I guess I could do some analysis, but I feel like very much this is a it'll be fine in chat, but I wouldn't use it for prose or summarization. Like it's it's not great. I mean, maybe we want to test like context related stuff. Then again, it had the context in this like it could deal with 2 chapters in the Wizened editor prompt. So that was okay. Um yeah. Um yeah, does anyone have any questions? If not, I'll head off because we wanted just to do a quick stream, throw it out. You can look at the document, the writing that we've already shared, and there's like some of my thoughts on there. Like, yeah, overall, like I think compared to other models of comparable price, I'm overwhelmed. Overwhelmed, underwhelmed. My bad. Gargantum says, okay, it has some system instructions to curb the yes man. I'll just share them in case people want to see. So this kind of thing you could put into a persona if you didn't want to have to add it to every single prompt, like a persona for chat prompts. Um, is it worse? Let me check what Gemini Flash is like with this first. Yeah, yeah. I feel like the summary. Yeah, I feel maybe Mistral, Gemini Flash, Haiku would be my current ranking for summarization. I really like Mistral for summarization. Actually, that's my current favorite. Mistral Medium 3.1 specifically. Let me try DeepSeek. Yeah, I feel even Deep Seek is better. So yeah, Haiku, all right at chat, a bit of a yes man. It's just yeah, it feels like for writers, it's like taking a step back, like going back a year. Like I feel like it's not. I mean, maybe it's better than um. Let's look at one of the older haikus. Like let's look at 3.5 and see if it does any better. Yeah, I feel. I mean, like to be fair, this has missed out a key bit, but I feel even Haiku 3.5 is better. Um, Let me try again with Haiku 4.5. See, you know. Okay, maybe it's a bit better than maybe it's comparable to 3.5, but it's yeah. Um, what's my honest opinion of Sonnet 4.5? So I've written a blog post about this. If you go on the Novelcrafter website, but um, I think it depends on what kind of tone you write. So if I go into my new model tests and Sonnet 4.5 voice consist. So with my voice consistency in my dystopian sci-fi, um, it was a little bit more verbose, but it did a fair enough job at mimicking. Like I feel like you could edit for it. I quite like 4.5. Like it's not as good as Opus, but it's not five times worse, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Um and then in when we did the different genre styles, it wasn't great with thriller, but all the other three it was good at. And like given how little it's been given as like a genre primer, I feel like you could work with that. Like it's I think sci-fi it could do. You might need to like tweak your prompts and just get it to be a bit less verbose, but I think that's an issue with anthropic models anyway. Oh yeah, I mean, like, given that Haiku is more expensive than than Mistral, yeah, but yeah, that's my thought. Yeah, they are pushing Haiku for coding and like a gentle work. So yeah, I mean, so which is fine. Like, I think it's just the uses within writing. It's like I personally would say there are better models that are of a similar price or cheaper than Haiku. Um, and so maybe not to waste your time with it. Um, which is a shame because when they said it was as good as Sonic 4, I was like, oh great, maybe there's like a cheaper model that people can like use to get started, like whet their appetite and stuff. But not really. Any more questions? Oh, there's a new Discord event going on. What? No. Yeah. So we think Gemini 3 might be released next week. If that's the case, we will be going into that. Um, but obviously, there are two streams. Is there anything else that you would be interested in me covering in a stream, kind of going in depth like I have been with text replacement prompts and scene beat completion? I guess we could try chat or do the different ones, but is there anything in particular you want to look at? A free alternative. Gemma. I think you can run Gemma locally. That was the model that I preferred last time I checked. Space, do you have any other answers, like anything that you would consider? Um, but Gemma 3, I think, is a pretty good free alternative. Although I think you need to, like, depending on if you are running locally, you need a fairly powerful machine if you want a better model. Oh, Quen, yeah, you can run Quen locally. I like Quen. Yeah, I mean, we've done like some work with free models. We can do another stream on free models. I think the issue is that um, a lot of models you can get for free, but if you run them locally, so it all depends on your machine. And if you're wanting to run them through like OpenRouter and stuff, it can be a little bit more spotty. Um, but yeah, Gemma and Quen are both decent. I have Quen, I think, in my model collection. So yeah, I think I would go for that. Yeah, I guess like you get, I think the thing is you get it for free, but sometimes depending on what the provider is, you are paying in your data. So it also depends on what you're willing to give for it. um like a lot of the times it might be that you don't care, but it's worth kind of bearing that in mind. Okay, yeah, so I'll head off now and I'll see you next week. Where we'll either be doing Gemini or something else. I guess it depends on what else is out there, if there's anything else that's new. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you soon. Bye.